All right. Good morning, everybody. It's 24th of November. No, it's not done yet, and it's still good. We got the wood in right around the corner. It's over yonder. Um, the ashes are clean. That's all taken out. We've been productive. We just not been that productive. Only because that's like nasty, that black stuff that's in there. It's worse than soot. I don't know what it is, but it's horrid. Um, like I said, I'll do that one day, just 15 seconds before I jump in the shower. It's only about a couple minutes work, y'all. What a shit show we got going on in our country. This is just embarrassing. I don't understand how, like, other countries will ever be able to, like, look us straight in the face without, like, seeing the loony every time. um, Trump has destroyed America. Uh, that just it's crazy. Back home, there, if you're a nobody, I mean, like a wannabe dumbass, okay, you go, oh, that's my reputation, because it's what you think of yourself, and you think other people think that shit too. Okay, that's what it really comes down to. And neither is true. You don't honestly think it of yourself. You probably say bad things at the mirror when you look at yourself. And you don't believe that other people think that of you. You're just being opportunistic, or you're being optimistic, hoping that somebody, really thinks that of you. That's like the guy that says, oh, they call me Bear Claws or some bullshit like that. No, asshole, nobody in the world, nobody has ever called you that, except maybe laughing at you. Nobody has ever said that, okay? Or cowboy, or, 12 gun, or some stupid shit. Whatever your flavor of stupid shit is. Um, uh, Only you think that way, y'all. If you think that way is what I'm. If you're not crazy, then you probably don't think that way. Or if you're not deluded, is what I'm trying to get at. But we got a president that, my goodness, and 74 million of you voted for him. Remember that. This is your wall and walk of shame, because this is the clown show and the circus that you wanted. Don't go crying when you can't afford your insurance, when you can't afford your house payment, or your mortgage, or your whatever. Just keep that shit right to yourself and say, "Wow, this is what racism brought me. This is what my unquenchable hatred brought me. This is what my bigotry brought for me. This is what my racism brought for me. This is what my misgivity brought for me." Because every one of you thought this man was your hero, and most of you still do. The biggest part of the MAGA people still think that this orange-faced clown is your hero. Well, good luck with that. Um, because right now he's trying to take credit for a peace plan, a 28-point peace plan. Oh, this and that. It was literally written in Russia using Russian verbiage, like the Russian. Yes, it's in English, but it uses Russian, um, like, sentencing verbiage. Okay. It was written in Russia by Russians, delivered to Axios News by the fucking Kremlin. And Trump takes credit for this peace plan? He takes credit so much that it actually pisses Putin off, and now Putin doesn't even want to take, he doesn't want to accept the plan that his flunkies wrote. And y'all keep giving like, oh, he's so cool. He's so strong. He's our vindication. He's our retribution. Um, no, he's not. You're a moron. He's locks. He's selling our country, our nation, our civilization, our democracy. He's trashing the Constitution. He's an utter fucking idiot. Like, I get that some of you don't care how stupid this man is, how truly moronically stupid this man is. You're like Christian national people. You don't care what idiot you have to manipulate to get your goal. That is I get you have goals, okay? But let's be really frank about this. The man is a con artist. Most of his people are con artists in one way or another. The people that support him are con artists. Y'all, if you didn't notice that there's a pattern to when your preacher needs money, he comes to you, the congregation. When you have a problem, he tells you to go to God with thoughts and prayers. That you're not seeing that, are you? Okay. Donald Trump claims to be a billionaire. He highbrows you and talks down to you and acts like he's some mega something, okay? But when he needs money, even though he says, oh, I'm going to finance this, I'm going to do all this, he never does, if you notice. He comes to you, the people, to pay for his shit. A billionaire. A billionaire paying $750 in tax yearly is coming to school teachers and farm workers and other people who pay way, way, way more tax than he does. And he's coming to you for you to give him money? And you don't see a problem with this. I'll tell you what, y'all. I have the east wing of the White House for sale. All right, just drop me a note in the DM, okay? We'll get you hooked up because you pitifully slow. If nothing else, taking credit for a Russian it's not even a plan, and it's definitely not peace. It's capitulation. It's utter surrender by Ukraine, and then Russia has to do nothing except attack them again when Russia is when they build up more stocks and stuff. Russia's all but collapsed. Ukraine has knocked their knees out when it comes to their refineries, their oil, their heating, even their coal trains they're hitting. This is not going to end well for Russia. If Russia could survive December, I would give them some kind of hope. But they can't. This war can't survive into the spring. Yes, Russia is a massive country. It covers like 11 time zones or something crazy like that, okay? Big, big, big country. Their size is their weakness. They can't protect their infrastructure in their factories, their refineries from a couple $1,000 fucking drone. It's not working, y'all. That's like this charade with this orange pumpkin face clown. This isn't working. It was almost comical to watch the pain and suffering that the racism and the hatred and the bigotry and the phobias and the everything brought down on your head. It, I guess it's just not as near as funny when you're destroying the entire country with this stupid buffoon's buffoonery. There's a it was one thing when you were only shoveling shit on your own head, but you're like literally let's say less than 12 months away, right at about 12 months, 10 months ish, because I'm sure he's going to have to preemptively thin, just like he did when he decided to run for president like 2 years sooner than anybody else because he wanted to avoid prison. Um, Man, y'all. Um, once he declares martial law, once there's troops in the streets, um, there's no taking that back. We don't get democracy back. We don't get 1960s and 1970s. We don't get Norman Rockwell back. We get some dystopian idiocracy of a society because we won't have democracy or the Constitution or any of this stuff. It'll all be gone. I get that some of y'all you're still living through your high school days or your what you consider glory or something. I don't know how to be more sincere because I don't know what's causing the people that support him to continue to support him. I I grasp. I fully understand. Some of y'all have mental illness just like he does. That's a reason. I understand that some of you are racist just like he is, and that's a reason to support him. I get some of you are bigots, um, phobics, low IQ, uneducated, just like he is. Um, every time that he claims to be a genius with all his bigly words, um, it used to be funny to listen to him talk and then go, nobody could possibly believe this moron. Nobody could be buying his shit. And then, like, 74 million of you bought the Kool-Aid. Um, and y'all, at some point, he is going to ask you to drink that Kool-Aid. And I'm afraid that the biggest majority of you will. Um, our country has, our species has impending issues. Um, Billionaires have, like, really went out of their way to destroy everything that is sustainable on our planet. Um, they're not sustainable. There's nothing about their their greed or their stupidity that is sustainable. If we don't change, we don't have to worry about what our grandchildren will do. We don't have to worry if our children or grandchildren will have children or grandchildren of their own, because it won't. This comes to a screeching end. Like, the whole rock looks like Dune by 2060 if we don't change really frickin' quick. See, the whole thing is, back in the 80s, there was a lot desk pounders and chalkboard thumpers and stuff like that, that mapped it out exactly how bad it would be right now. They were way the fuck off. They were laughably low. This is happening far faster than even the worst. What was his name? Ralph Nader report ever was back in the 70s is what I'm trying to get at. In like I said, not only did their worst fear come true, they didn't even come close. By 2060, our planet, as we understand it, as we live it, as whatever, is going to be wrecked, y'all. If you got to buy oxygen to survive in the city that you're in, it's not sustainable. If the air that you're breathing or the water that you're drinking is toxic in any way, this is not sustainable. The billionaires have got to stop. One, they have to pay their taxes. They have to stop their ludicrous bullshit. And to be honest, if it's not a non-for-profit like business that owns another non-for-profit entity that owns the multimedia company, multimedia just needs to be shit-canned. Every platform, even YouTube. Every platform needs to be just shit-canned. We, the population of this world, have become addicted to attention, just like the billionaires are addicted to greed. Social media has gotten our population addicted on attention. All we are is snivelly little whining bitches. You know, man Karens and she Karens or whatever. That's all we are. Yeah. Sniveling, highly emotional children, raging, ranting children. Yeah, this is not sustainable. And this may not get out to nobody. Nobody probably share it. Nobody probably like it. And that's fine. I'm just saying it because if I don't, I will feel bad that this happened and everybody just didn't see it coming. And the patterns are so clear that it's like almost unavoidable. Even if we radically change today, even if Donald Trump was put in prison today, put in prison, muzzled, he never tweets again, it'll be 80 years before we get the smell of his shit off of us. It'll be decades before we get rid of the lunatic Christian national bunch. This is a demented mental illness. And we are, well, the biggest majority of us. I'm not. I'm taking the wallflower people out of the equation because there's just some people that don't give a shit. That either way, they could care less. And I kind of fit that group for a long time. Whoever wanted to run the show, the shit show, let them run it, because did I ever have interest in like running for office or any of that? Never in my life. Okay? I thought anybody who ever put themselves forward to run for office like that was akin to somebody who just liked slamming their fucking thumb with a hammer. Not that they enjoyed putting in nails and accidentally hit their thumb every once in a while. I mean, just stuck their fucking thumb out on an anvil and smashed it with a fucking hammer. That's what I thought of all politicians. They're just greedy little whores that chase people around for money. They do nothing. They just talk shit and do nothing. So would I want to be in that crowd? Oh, hell no. I probably would. I'd probably want to go through open surgery of some form without anesthetic before I would want to do that, is what I'm trying to get at. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's bailing out. She said her resignation for the moment she can draw her 6 years and get out with all her retirement. And she's batshit crazy as fuck, y'all. Just put that one in the blender and let it mix. That's all I'm saying. This has been getting long, but I do want to post it. Y'all, we cannot continue with what we're doing. If we can't threaten politicians because we have a delusional mental illness that's ripping down the East Wing like a meth head in the middle of the night. And now he's threatening Democrats, and he's not being arrested. If any other human being, any other fucking citizen in the United States made threats against politicians like this orange-faced fucker, they would be in jail. But he isn't. And some of y'all don't see a problem in that. We have a huge fucking problem in this nation. All right. And it really stems in, it fountains from the pedophile protection party. This is a sickness. This is not a political party. It's a mental sickness. It embraces everything sick about our country, whether you're a racist, a bigot, a homophobe, whatever. It's the glue that holds all this sickness together. That's what the pedophile protection party is all about. This is not sustainable, y'all. And if you're a billionaire, which I don't think you ever are, but if you happen to be a billionaire that gets this message, you happen to hear it, understand that even though your greed has gotten you this far, it's not going to get you much farther when this collapses. Just remember that.